When I first came to the show, it was a very beautiful moment. Steve really helped me. When I left the stage, I was engaged and I was happy. But now I'm here to confront my molester. My Uncle Christopher, he mentally violated me, physically violated me. He started touching me when I was 3, and he didn't stop until I was 8. And it's ruining my life. Like, I can't let nobody watch my children because I'm so afraid something gonna happen to them and I'm not gonna be there. That's the only uncle I had. He was supposed to protect me. I didn't have a father figure. I didn't have nothing. That was the only man that was around me. And you take my innocence, and then you look at me, 5 years old, little me, and tell me that you ain't doing to me what you doing and continue to do it. I told everyone what was going on when I was 16. My grandmother just didn't believe me. She said that he was not that person and her son would have done that. My grandmother died thinking I was a liar. I'm sorry. Now I have questions on if my uncle did something to my grandmother. My aunt said that they had a conversation where he was supposed to call the ambulance and he was supposed to make sure she was okay. There's no ambulance being called. When we went to her home the next morning, her TV was gone, her money was gone, her medications was gone. Like, how did you do that to your mom and you just found her dead? Like, I know he's a monster. So I'm just here to see if he had anything to do with her death.
My brother Christopher and I mean, growing up, we were really close. I had heard rumors prior to this from my niece, and I hold all the guilt because I feel like I abandoned my niece. I was like a mother to her. It happened at a time that I wasn't there, that I wasn't around. Like, if I could have prevented it somehow, I mean, that's how I feel. And then there's the situation with my mother. I talked to him like 11 o'clock and he told me that my mother wasn't feeling well, but mind you, I talked to my mother all day that day. And the only thing she complained about was a little headache, but she was okay. When I did talk to him, he told me that he had found her unconscious in the bathroom and that he was going to put her to bed. At that time, I asked him to, call the ambulance, but I got a text from him, not a phone call, a text, about 3 o'clock that morning saying she was gone. Oh my God, he let her die. I felt in my heart that he let this happen because he was talking about money. He mentioned in a conversation that we had around 11 o'clock about her joking with him about leaving him $10,000. And I just thought that was weird that he would even bring that up to me. I feel like he was kind of preparing me. So I'm asking myself, did my brother kill my mother? Or did he let her die intentionally so he could get the money? It hurts me because this is a kid when we were growing up who was always there for me. He always looked out for me. I don't understand.
Christopher, you're here today because you're accused of molestation and murder. I don't know if we've ever had that before. Your niece Tamaiya says that when she was younger that you molested her.
First of all, let me say this. I come from a dysfunctional family. I was exposed to certain stuff as a kid that a child wasn't supposed to be, exposed to. For example, I had a family member that had her best friend take my virginity when I was 9. Now I'm here to, what I did, I own up to it. I molested her, I touched her, ain't no man enough to say that, but I had to forgive myself. I've reached out to her, tried to apologize. Hey, I'm sorry.
Were you a child also when you were touching her?
Yes, I was between the ages of 12 and 13. And this, to be honest, it didn't continue over a certain amount of time. Like, what I was doing back then, I knew it was wrong, but I didn't kind of know it was wrong because the same thing was done to me. So I was mimicking what happened to me. And like I said, I've told I was sorry, but who I was then and what I did then doesn't defy who I am today. That's not who I am. Try to make me out like I'm some type of serial molester. And like I said, I told her I'm sorry. I've reached out to her. She's reached out to people I've talked to So, oh, hey, you got to watch out for him. He's a molester if you got kids. But I always stayed.
And she contests that you molested her over a 5-year period.
No, that never happened. That never happened. I remember everything like it was yesterday. I know when I stopped. I know when I started. You know, and it's sad, you know, and I'm not trying to justify anything. You know what I'm saying? But it was wrong. But like I said, that's not who I am.
So how old was she when you molested her?
She was 3. Between the age of 3.
And you didn't know that was wrong?
I
know dysfunctional, and I know you were a victim of it, but when you're doing this to a 3-year-old girl, you didn't know this was wrong?
Yeah, but at the time I wasn't, you know, I wasn't paying, you know, I was paying attention, but like I said at the time, man, my head was in a whole different space. Like I was just coming into puberty.
Because like your mother must have questioned you at some point about it, and you denied it, right?
No one ever questioned me, but they knew. You know, I know they knew. You know what I'm saying?
But they didn't question you?
No, nobody ever said anything. And I'm 31 now, you know, and I feel like stuff like this should have been brought to the light years ago because I've moved on. Like I said, I've forgiven myself. I asked God for forgiveness, and him and me forgiving myself is, you know, the only forgiveness that I really need. Now, when it comes to my, you know, my sister and what happened with my mother, I love my mother unconditionally. I was the one taking her to her doctor's appointment. She had lupus. I was always the one doing that. The night that she passed, like she said, me and my mother was having a full-fledged conversation, how me and you talking. She was like, hey, Chris, we was laughing at some woman that bought a $10 million necklace or whatever. And she was like, hey, I'm finna go take my medicine to go to bed. So when she got up, I pinched on the butt, because I always played with my mother like that, you know, just whatever, trying to make her laugh. She was like, hey, stop, whatever. But anyway, so when she went to go lay down, now this time in my life, I was on drugs heavy.
I mean, I just gotta say, that's kind of weird.
I mean, it can be weird, you know, but that was whatever. But anyway.
I would never take a picture of my mother on the butt.
It was a play thing, whatever. It didn't, but anyway, she went to go lay down or whatever. Now, this time in my life, I was on drugs heavy. I was using heroin, X pills, coke, whatever I can get my hands on. So when my mother laid down, well, she told me to fix her some noodles or whatever, and I kind of forgot. So by the time I did make them, she was in the bathroom. So when I bought her the food, I'm like, hey, how you ask me to fix you something to eat? And you Now, she was coherent, but she was drowsy. She understood what I said because she mumbled. So I had another person come help me pick her up, put her in the bed, and lay her down. So after I lay her down, I called my sister like, hey, look, I'm tired of seeing my mother like this because I've seen her like this before. She has, we all have. And I'm used to seeing my mother about to fall out while I got company over. You know, she's drowsy, whatever. So I'm telling my sister like, hey, look, I'm tired of seeing her like this. So when she comes to stay with you, take care of her. She was like, okay, what's she doing? I was like, she's breathing a little heavy. I had to lay her down. She was like, well, Chris, if you feel the need, call the ambulance. Now, like I said, I was high, you know, but I was still coherent.
Oh, I was 12, I was 13. What that is, a year? You think that happened for a year? This happened for years, and it's still happening. And it's still happening because I'm still going through it. Right here. What you saying? What is you saying? Right here.
No.
Right here. Right here.
And you believe that he had something to do with your grandmother's death?
I do, because I feel it's strange that if you're having a conversation with your sister and she says, I don't know what type of mental state he got. If my mama not breathing, I ain't finna call nobody but 911. I'm not finna ask them what I do, what I'm supposed to do, none of that. I'm calling 911. I'm not God. I'm calling 911. I'm not finna call my brother, TJ.
But you can't say that until you
She not breathing right, baby. I was there. I stayed with my grandma for a month.
But you weren't there when she died, though.
She had the same
You didn't find her
episode.
dead. I did.
I stayed with her for a month.
I don't care how long you stayed with her.
I wasn't there.
Man,
and she had a hard time breathing. She came in the room with me. She said, Tamaiya, she said, I can't breathe right now. I said, well, Grandma, you need some air. She went and laid on the couch. We got the door open. She says, call the ambulance. She didn't die that day and she couldn't breathe. And she was high. She didn't die that day when I was there and she couldn't breathe and she was high. So she's at this period. Okay, but that's fine to me. She's high. She died. Why are you taking her stuff? What you taking her stuff? If my mama died, you think I'm finna worry about getting high? I don't care what type of drug addict I am. You think I'm finna worry about getting high? That's my mom.
You a liar. Mama, I talked to Mom that day, and she told me she saw you for the devil that you were. So you're lying. And then you told everybody else you didn't call the paramedics because you were tired of them coming up to the house. So stop it.
Yes,
you did. Stop lying.
What you want to dump too? Like, come on, Lethal, we better than that, man.
We were supposed to be.
We better than that,
We were supposed to be. One way or another, you were responsible for it, Chris. One way or another, you're responsible for it. I told you. I said, call that. You said she's not breathing.
If I felt.
I would have never said if you felt. And you told me she wasn't breathing right. How you sound right now?
I know.
How do you sound right now? You make no sense.
I don't listen. I know what it sound like, but still.
If you feel like
I do feel guilty about that. I do feel guilty, man.
What did you do to your mother?
I used to take from her. I used to steal from her. I used to take her pills, stuff like I was a dope fiend. I'm not justifying anything. I'm not justifying my actions.
Yep, I fed that fuel.
My mother was on a lot of medication, like, and he would take it. He would take it and sell it, I guess, to get high with.
No, bro. I mean, to tell you as a grown man, that ain't right. 12 and 13, it went right. 12 and 13 in middle school, wrong. 12 and 13, sexually out the wrong. 12 and 13, you know right from wrong, you wrong. And I'm here to tell you, you know who that is? That's my wife. I'm a protector. My kids, I'm their protector. If they family need me, I'm their protector. I'm here to tell you today, you sick with problems. I'm here for her.
Christopher came here and took a lie detector test, and we asked him, did you participate in any way in causing the death of your mother? He answered no. He told the truth.
Thank you, man. Thank you, dude. Like, for real. That's my mom, dog.
Did you cause your mother's death? He answered no. He told the truth.
Dog. That's my mom, dog. That was my mother, man. Like,
is it true that the sexual contact between you and Tamaiya only lasted for approximately 1 year? He answered yes. He did not tell the truth.
Ain't gonna lie. And you gonna lie. And you gonna lie. You know what you did.
Come on, man. They asked me no questions in that.
No, you told the truth. You told the truth. You lied. That's what it was. You lied.
What are we supposed to believe here? Somebody that has not told the lie. Or somebody that the whole family knows you're a liar. That you've done nothing in your life but lie, but destroys people's lives. Be a thief from your own family, steal. There he goes.
I don't want to hear that, man. Cause I'm not a monster, dog. I hate what I did.
Maybe not.
And I apologize
maybe
for
not
that.
anymore.
I mean, but yeah, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it, dog.
Don't be running. Where you going?
Man, come
Where
on,
you going?
Man. Like, word.
Don't you like me? You like me then? Don't you like me now? Where you going?
Y'all letting her keep on with that, man. This dude.
Where you going? You like me then, you don't like me.
He damaged you irreparably. You're gonna have damage with you because what he did to you for the rest of your life. You're gonna be looking over your children's shoulders for the rest of your life because of what he did to you.
I wanted to.
So there's some things that, you know what? Not everything is forgivable or repairable, and oh, we're just gonna go on our lives and I'm sorry about the past. There's times to cut people out of your life like cancer. You get rid of them, you move on, and you enjoy whatever time you got left on this planet without them. Whatever decision you make, that's up to you. But like I said, if the pain is so great and so deep, maybe you can't move past it.
He's still lying to me in my face.
I know.
I'm not lying to you.
In my face.
And if you can't ever admit the whole truth, you can never move past what happened.
I've admitted it.
All
I'm sitting here saying to you, I don't remember doing that over that extensive amount
And
of
I'm
time.
not gonna remember when I go home either.
A leper never changes his spots, Chris. You've always been a leper, and you're gonna always be. I'm done.
For the past your whole life, you have just chosen yourself over your family, never giving of yourself, just abusing and using. And this is what you sowed, and this is what you get.
It is what it is.
I called you, Steve, for help because I watch your show all the time.
Somebody's gonna watch this and say, you know what, she was brave enough to do that, I can do that too. Can you relate to this story? Go to www.stevewilkos.com to get my help.